History was made last night at 406 Washington Boulevard as the home run king resides now in the city of Toledo with Mike Hessman. Yours truly got a chance to see it happen live and in person. What happened to the ball? What happened to the celebration that night? A lot of champagne was poured, but a victory was not needed. Could not get done in extras, as the bacon was overwhelmingly decided over the eggs. The Indians could not get the Halos out in LA. The NHL and Major League Baseball come to an agreement on something very, very major we'll talk about today. But I lead off today with something that has just come across the wire. And it is confirmed more than ever. Dombrowski gone! Yes! 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 Release from the Detroit Tigers today. It's a great day. Cleaning house. Clean house. You're watching All Andy Alfred right here on your exclusive home for me, a production of Clay Fan 2, 3. Oh, and by the way, we're live!
I've been listening to you, watching the same games you've been watching, but I have the nerve to say what's on my mind. It's time to listen. It's time to learn. It's time for All Andy Alfred.
And it starts now with something stupid.
Presenting His Most Royal Majesty, the King. The King, Your Majesty. Sheriff of Nottingham, in gratitude for your faithful service, I shall knight thee. Your Most Gracious Majesty. In the name of my Most Royal Majesty, I knight thee. Arise, sirloin of beef. Arise, Earl of Cloves. Arise, Duke of Brittingham. Arise, Baron of Munchausen. Arise, Essence of Myrrh. Sydesia, Quarter of 10. You are too kind, Your Majesty. Lots of stamina. London Bridge is falling down.
Like Dombrowski.
It's catching fire with everyone. Indian fever. You can be part of the fun. You're the winner at every game. That's where the excitement begins. So catch Indian fever. Be a believer in the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, be a believer, even though we lost last night.
Indian fever. It starts from the very first inning. Indian fever. Each game is a brand new beginning. It's the hits, the homers, the double plays. It's how you feel when we win. So catch Indian fever. Be a believer with the Cleveland Indians.
Oh, be a believer. The Tigers are cleaning house. And Dombrowski is out! Oh, I love you guys! And welcome to All Andy Alfred right here on your live edition, on your exclusive home for me, a production of Clay Fan 2, 3. I am your host, Andy Alfred, as we come on the air to you live Right now, breaking news, Dave Dombrowski, the GM of the Detroit Tigers, has been released by Mike Ilitch and the Detroit Tigers staff. It was just recently announced. Now the Tigers will now clean house. It was coming. So the Tigers have fired Dave Dombrowski, is out as GM. The timing for this, in my opinion, is a little odd. But according to Mike Ilitch, they want him to pursue other career opportunities. Al Avila will now step in as the new general manager for the time being. I hope that this is going to be much more for this to come. I mean, they're going to clean house. I think they're going to get rid of Brad Auspis next. It is done. Cleaning house. And how poorly Dave Dombrowski had this team. And how good this team could have been. How great this team could have been. If injuries wouldn't have killed us, if high-pay contracts weren't offered, where this team would have gone to where it is now, it's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Al Avila, the new GM of the Detroit Tigers, and right before the big series against Kansas City. Unbelievable. But Dombrowski, gone out of Detroit. And it was coming. It was coming. We knew it was going to come. I wasn't expecting it to come almost a week after the trade deadline. But I think Mike Ilitch had enough. I agree with Mike Ilitch's decision. Dave had to go. He could not keep up with the high demands of the players and the money that he had left. And trading away Cespedes and trading away Price for minor league pitching and one good starter. Norris was pretty good on Sunday. But that was what we said about Robbie Ray. I just think with Dombrowski gone, Auspis will be next. And then we can reestablish this team. Clear it out. Because honestly, it starts from the bottom with AA and single A, goes to the Mud Hens, which is AAA, and goes to the Tigers. And management within the Tiger organization branches is absolutely horrendous. Most of them, if you have not heard, I was told this by a good, reliable source from the Mud Hens, that the players have stopped playing for Larry Parrish. They're playing for themselves. You lose respect for the manager, and you lose respect for the team. Even though Larry Parrish announced he is retiring at the end of the year, Lance Parrish having a hard time in AA, it tells you that this farm system is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And it's sad. It is very, very sad. This organization and the farm system, especially the Mud Hens, they're getting ready on Saturday to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the last Governor's Cup championship that happened in 2005. It's been 10 years. We haven't seen winning baseball since 2006. It's pathetic. Strictly pathetic. But maybe with this, new blood, new management will help out the Tigers staff. But Dave Dombrowski released of his contract. Al Avila promoted to Executive Vice President of Baseball Operations and GM. That is breaking right now as we speak. It will be interesting to see. And talking about this, the Tiger payroll and the rank in the MLB. In 2015, there are $173 million in payroll. Fourth in payroll in the MLB last year, 162, fifth in baseball, 148 in 2013, fifth, 0 championships. Where's the championships? That's why Dave has got to go. Brad, it's got to go. It's just plain and simple. It's just plain and simple. And Dave Nabrowski has every right to blame himself for this. And we, the fans, can blame Dave Nabrowski for this team not making the playoffs this year. It's just plain and simple. Just plain and simple, folks. As you're watching All Andy Alfred right here on your exclusive home for me, and welcome into the program, by the way. I am your host, Andy Alfred, coming to you from the beautiful Man Cave Studios in East Toledo, Ohio. You could be a part of the show today. Voice your opinion. Do you think that the Tigers made the right decision in firing Dave Nabrowski? Tweet the show. It is at All Andy Alfred. It is at All Andy Alfred, and you can use the hashtag AAA Live. AAA Live. You can use or tweet the show at All Andy Alfred. And thank you for tuning into the program today. However you're watching us, wherever you're watching us, thank you for tuning in. Whether it be on your laptop, on your hardtop, on your iPad, or on your cell phone. Thank you for tuning into the program today. As we got a lot to get into, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the big deal today in the NHL with MLB. We'll also talk a little bit about the Indians game from last night against the LA Angels of Anaheim. And we will talk a preview tonight's games as well, too. But first and foremost, again, you heard it in the entry music. Of course, the King has arrived.
Presenting His Most Royal Majesty, the King.
The King has returned, as he is now the king of all home runs in all of minor league baseball, resides in the city of Toledo, Ohio, as Mike Hessman homered in the seventh inning, a grand slam what a way to do it, to break the record. What a way to break the record with a grand slam in the seventh inning to be the all-time home run leader in all minor league baseball. First of all, standing ovation. Great job. Congratulations to Mike for that. We get to the game. They couldn't finish the job. A slugfest at Fifth Third Field last night as Lehigh Valley in the 11th inning wins over Toledo 10-8. It was a good game. It was honestly a good game. Last night started the series between the Eggs and Bacon series, as Lehigh Valley is the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. The Toledo Mud Hens. So chickens and eggs. Bacon and pigs. They opened up a series. The Iron Pigs wearing their red uniforms, bacon strip hats. The Mud Hens wearing special uniforms. This whole homestand, they're wearing egg uniforms. It's like a big sunny side up egg, and with a hat that has an egg crack on it. As the Mud Hens lose 10-8. The winning pitcher was Jimenez. He goes to 3-5 with a 3.72 ERA. Dulles gets the loss. He goes to 6-4 with a 5.14 ERA. Lowens gets his 10th save of the year. Home runs of the game. Kravis had 2, his first and second of the year. Mike Hessman, his 16th. The tiebreaker grand slam. Daniel Fields, his 5th. And Manny Pena, his 3rd. For the Mud Hens, in the game, it was Tim Melville. Went 5 in the 3rd innings. 8 hits, 6 runs. All 6 runs were earned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and the one home run he gave up to Kratz. For Lehigh Valley, it was Alec Archer starting for the Iron Pigs, who is the new acquisition for the Cole Hamels deal. He went 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs. Those 4 runs were earned. No walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs. He gave up to Pena and to Fields. It was McGraw giving up the home run to Hessman, so he will be marked now as the home running pitcher. Like I said, Lowens gets his 10th save of the year. Cesar Jimenez, 3-5 with a 3.72, gets the win. Rafael Deliz, 3rd of an inning pitch, 2 runs on 2 hits. All 2 runs were earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. His ERA now of 5.14. Time of the game, 3 hours and 52 minutes and 5,563 in attendance at Fifth Third Field. A good-sized crowd on a Monday night, a quiet night at the ballpark. It was a really very nice night, and got a chance, went with the girlfriend to the game, had a great time, kept score most of the time, and had a great time, and getting to see a piece of history happen. First of all, we don't know what happened with the home run ball, first of all. Who caught it? I'd like to know. And second, how much is he going to get for it? And when is he going to get for it? A lot of us were asking that question last night before the game. If Hessman would break the home run, would break the record, what would be the prize? If I caught it, it had to be season tickets for the rest of my life with the Mudhens. Wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want that? I would want that. Oh, so Mudhens lost, like I mentioned last night, 10-8 in extra innings. Looking at the scoreboard from around the International League on Monday night, this is what it looked like. The Mudhens, not only the only loser, Rochester loses to Gwinnett 3-1. Indianapolis loses to Durham 4-3. Louisville loses to Norfolk 3-2. And Pawtucket loses to Syracuse 9-4. Strasburg gets the win again. His first win back on a rehab start. He's 1-1 with a 4.66 ERA. On the docket tonight around the International League, besides the Mudhens playing Game 2 of the series against Lehigh Valley, here is the schedule for the games. The Mudhens, besides the Mudhens and the Iron Pigs, it will be Columbus tonight taking on the Rail Riders of Scranton-Wilkes-Barre at Huntington Park. 7:05 start time for that one, as it will be pitchers have not yet been named for that one. Pawtucket's taking on Syracuse, Louisville and Norfolk, Indianapolis at Durham, Buffalo's in Charlotte tonight. 7:05 start time for that one. For the Mudhens tonight and for the rest of the series against Lehigh Valley, here is the pitching. Tonight it will be Mike Belfiore on the bump for the Mudhens. He is 5-9 with a 5.34 ERA. Aircroft will start for Lehigh Valley. This is his first start since the Cole Hamels deal. He has no record of yet. So we'll see what happens with that. Tomorrow will be O'Sullivan for Lehigh Valley. He's 0-1 with a 5.50 ERA. It will be Casa for Toledo, his first start as a Toledo Mudhen. And then on Thursday, the concluding game of the series, it will be Addison Valquez, who is 7-3 with a 4.17 ERA, taking on Kyle Ryan, who has not yet recorded a win, 0-9 with a 5.26 ERA. 7 o'clock start time. Get your tickets now by calling 725-HENS, 419-725-HENS, or mudhens.com for ticket information. This is a great night tonight, another great night. Great weather span is going to be happening here. Get out and enjoy the games. The last few home games of the year coming up for the Mudhens. So the Mudhens will honor Mike Hessman on Friday before the game against Scranton-Wilkes-Barre. Of course, I would figure they would have done it like tonight. Keep it hot and fresh. Looking at the standings going forward in the International League standings going forward, Indianapolis still holding strong in first place in the IL West with a solid record right now of 63-47. They are second best in the IL with the record. Columbus is 60-49, 2.5 games out of first place. Louisville is 55-56, 8.5 games out. The Mudhens 45-64, 17.5 games out, 18 games from elimination. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost their last 4. In the wild card standings, the Mudhens are in second to last place, 21 games out of a wild card position, 15 games out of a wild card position, 21 games from elimination from the wild card position. Columbus holding the wild card position in the IL. So the Clippers tonight taking on the Rail Riders, who the Mudhens will play this upcoming weekend. The Mudhens taking on Lehigh Valley in Game 2 of the Eggs and Bacon series at Fifth third field. You're watching All Andy Alfred right here on your exclusive home for me, a production of Clay Fan 23. I am your host, Andy Alfred. Let's talk a little bit about the major leagues first and foremost. And with the Tigers being off yesterday, the Indians were in action. They were in LA to take on the Angels of Anaheim. And the Angels of Anaheim proving that yet again, Connor Gillespie, the big asset that they picked up in the free agent, and not in the free agency, but in the trade deadline, getting a big boost for the Angels as the Angels get a 5-4 win over the Cleveland Indians. Richards gets the win. He goes to 11-8 with a 3.46 ERA. He went 7 1/3, 4 hits, 4 runs. All 4 runs were earned, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, and the 1 home run. Corey Kluber gets the loss. He goes to 6-12 with a 3.60 ERA. He went 5 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs. All 5 were earned, no walk, 4 strikeouts. He gave up 1 home run. That was the Connor Gillespie home run to cap it for the Angels. Houston Street gets the save, his 26th of the year. Yan Gomes homer for the Tribe, his 6th of the year. Time of the game, 3 hours and 2 minutes, 37,030 in attendance at Angels Stadium of Anaheim. Looking at some scores from around the major leagues and also in the National and American League. It was in Toronto yesterday. Toronto, a 5-1 win. David Price getting his first win with the Blue Jays, 10-4 with a 2.45 ERA. Irvin Santana gets the loss. He goes to 2-2 with a 3.89 ERA. Torrey Hunter, his 17th home run, only providing the only run for the Minnesota Twins. Donaldson, his 27th. Goins, his 3rd. And I want to make mention of this, too, before I forget. The Blue Jays have suspended Sanchez for 3 games, according to the Major League Baseball, due to his actions on Sunday. What about Volquez? Shouldn't he get reprimanded too for going the crybaby sign? That's poor sportsmanship. Arizona, a 6-4 win over the Washington Nationals. The Mets pounding the Marlins 12-1. In extras, it was the Atlanta Braves, a winner 9-8. Houston loses to Texas 12-9. San Diego 13-5 over the Milwaukee Brew Crew. The Tampa Bay Rays getting a 5-4 win over the Pale Hose on the south side. The Seattle Mariners an 8-7 win over the Colorado Rockies. The Cubs in Pittsburgh were postponed due to rain. There were some nasty storms in the Pittsburgh area. Baltimore wins over Oakland 9-2 in that affair. Tonight in the docket, besides the Indians taking on the Angels of Anaheim, Boston is in New York. That's Owens versus Tanaka. 7:05 start time for that one. Arizona's in Washington. That's Corbin versus Scherzer. Arrieta taking on Happ. 7:05 as the Cubs take on the Pirates. The Dodgers are in Philadelphia. That's Wood versus Williams, 7:05. 7:07 sees Hughes versus Estrada. At 7:10, it will be the Metropolitans of New York taking on the Miami Marlins. That's Nice versus Han. 7:10 sees San Francisco taking on Atlanta. Peavy versus Miller. The Redlegs are taking on the first place in the hot National League leading St. Louis Cardinals. John Lackey, 9-6 with a 2.78 ERA versus Dean Scrofani, who is 7-6 with a 3.75. 8:05 is Houston, Texas. San Diego is in Milwaukee, 8-10. The White Sox, it will be Chris Sale, 9-6 with a 3.20 ERA versus Archer, who is 9-8 with a 2.54. 8:10 start time for that one. Colorado is in hosting Seattle. Baltimore is in Oakland. For the Tigers tonight, they will start up a 3-game series with the Kansas City Royals. With the new firing of Dave Dombrowski. Yet again, like I mentioned again at the top of the program, Dave Dombrowski, if you haven't heard, has been fired and has been released of his contract by the Detroit Tigers and Mike Ilitch. It'll be Duffy on the hill for Kansas City, who is 4-5 with a 4.28 ERA. He'll take on Justin Verlander, who's 1-3 with a 4.86 ERA. 7:08 start time. Watch that game on FSN Kansas City or on FSN Detroit. On Wednesday, it will be Cueto on the hill. His first start as the Kansas City Royals, 7-6 with a 2.70 ERA versus Boyd, making his first start with the Tigers, who's 0-2 with a 14.85 ERA. 7:08 start time for that one. Thursday, the concluding game sees Ventura for Kansas City, 6-7 with a 4.98 ERA, taking on Anibal Sanchez, who is 10-9 with a 4.77 ERA. That is a 1:08 start time for that one. We will be on post game for that. The Indians are off. They will be returning home after this road trip. And speaking of the Tribe, we'll talk a little bit about the Tribe tonight. They will take on the Angels of Anaheim yet again in this 3-game series at 10-10. Carlos Carrasco, 11-8 with a 4.30 ERA, taking on Shoemaker, who is 5-7 with a 4.24 ERA. 10-10 start time. You can watch that game out on FSN LA or on Fox Sports Time. Tomorrow, the concluding game of the series will be Danny Salazar, 9-6 with a 3.47 ERA. Santiago for LA, 7-5 with a 2.70 ERA. 3:35 start time for that one. We will be on post game. We'll be on our air around 5:30 air time, because we want to make sure that you, the Tiger fans, and you, the Indian fans, get the full coverage. It will be the wedge between the Indians post game and the Tigers pre-game. We're going to be in that wedge spot right there to preview. And we'll be taping the program tomorrow afternoon. And, of course, after that, the Indians will be coming back home starting on Friday to take on the Minnesota Twins. It'll be Pelfrey starting for the Twins. Boston is in Detroit. That will be Norris on Friday. It's been announced by Brad Ausmus. Looking at the standings going forward, going into tonight's play, here's the updated standings from around the American League Central standings right now going into tonight's play. Kansas City still in first place with a record of 62-42. Minnesota 54-51, 8.5 games out of first place. Detroit 51-54, 11.5 out, 3 games out of a wild card spot. The White Sox are 50-54, 12 games out, 3.5 games out of a wild card position. Cleveland 48-57, 14.5 games out, dead last, 6 games out of a wild card position. For the National League Central, the Cardinals are 67-36, still in cruise mode in the first place in the National League Central. Pittsburgh at 61-43, 5.5 games out, 4 games out of a wild card position. The Cubs 57-47, holding the second wild card position, 9.5 games out of first place. The Cincinnati Redlegs are 47-56, 19 games out of first place, 9.5 out of a wild card. Milwaukee 44-63, 24 games out of first place, 14.5 out of a wild card position. I want to show you this too. We got this the other day on my trip to Columbus. Before the trip to Columbus, we're going to put this up in the man cave. We have one new piece of memorabilia in the man cave, besides the All-Star Game t-shirt that we received. Of course, thank you again from the great city of Cincinnati. And of course, we have the now new Cincinnati Reds sign for you Reds fans. Of course, Reds are my National League team, but we got this in the from a viewer. Look at this, a canvas print of the Cleveland Indians and Progressive Field. And I want to thank the fan, of course, for sending this to us here on the program. Try to find a spot here up on the wall for it. Of course, we have the Cavaliers sign over in the corner. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. Of course, we're in between the markets. If you don't know, if this is your first time tuning into the program, we're in between the markets between Cleveland and Detroit. So we covered both sides, the Tigers and the Indians. And of course, an Indian fan sent us this nice canvas print of the Progressive Field. So I want to thank that fan again for sending that to us. That's why I love my viewers. And if you want to send stuff, send me a tweet. And we will send you the information to send stuff. You can put it on this wall back here. You, the fans, can see that you're a part of this program. This is the most family-friendly, ornated show to be on, to watch. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, to say the least. So you're watching All Andy Alfred right here on ClayFan 2-3, presented by CarryTheFifthLine.tumblr.com. And also is presented by Dr. Zuhari in Fisher's office. Hey, listen, Dr. Z knows his patients very well. He treats them like family, treats them with respect, treats them with love and dignity, treats them with the utmost care and compassion. Whether it is you're going in for a cleaning, going in for teeth whitening, for Invisalign, or for a complex procedure like a root canal. Visit Dr. Zuhari in Fisher's office on South Dixie Highway in Rossford, Ohio by calling and setting an appointment by calling 419-666-3327. Visit his website at drzuhariandfisher.com. They have fixed my smile. They can fix yours in less time. I do have a mention here on Facebook. I wanted to make mention of this because we're going to talk about it now. The fans are going to be NHL fans. You want to rejoice for what I'm about to report. And especially Jacket fans in the Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan, and across the country. The NHL and Major League Baseball Advanced Media Forum Transformation Digital Rights Partnership, a 6-year digital media partnership between the NHL and Major League Baseball, was announced on Tuesday, expanded to transform the fans' viewing experience across the league's digital platforms. This deal was announced by Gary Bettman and Major League Baseball's Commissioner Rod Manfred. It includes equally sharing for the NHL a new technology company to be launched by MLBAM. So what does this mean? It's going to be more interactive for you, the fans. It's going to get better than just Game Center. And the key thing is the NHL network, what is based out of Toronto for their operations, will be moving to Secaucus, New Jersey. What does that mean? In my opinion, if you are having Buckeye cable in the Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan area, this is the time to call up Buckeye and demand NHL network. If these two networks are going to be together, then why not put it on Buckeye? Put it in the 190s channel. Gives us, the hockey fan, more options. Yes, I know. If you have Buckeye cable system, and if you had the satellite plan, congratulations, you get NHL network automatically. But us here in the Northwest Ohio, if you are in the Buckeye cable market, you do not get the NHL network. Now you love to get the NHL. Every time I go to somebody's house and has the DirecTV or Dish Network channels, I'll turn it on the NHL network to watch a hockey game. I will. Because they play a game anytime, anywhere in the country, and they play it. But like I may mentioned before, it is the NHL network is moving to Secaucus, New York. It's going to bring the fans more interactive to the to the game, and I cannot wait to see what this is going to do for the game. And I'm close to buying the package again, with the NHL package, to get it, and it will be interesting. It will be interesting. See how our Jackets do this year, as we're getting closer and closer to signing Christian Ehrhoff, hopefully. Yarmo got to put the pedal to the metal. Get that signing done. Done! Soon. But I did have a Facebook message regarding this topic, because I posted it up on my Facebook and also on my Twitter. And Chris commented in here. I'm probably going to butcher your last name here. Chris Wojciech wrote, I doubt it, Andy. According to what I was told at Buckeye he says, Suckeye Cable, dropping the center ice package. After drop, more people watch soccer on Suckeye cable than hockey. Is this true? I mean, after all, BCSN covers most of the walleye season. Can they cover more NHL games? Now, yes, we do get CBC up here in the Northwest Ohio, Buckeye Cable area. We get Hockey Night in Canada, which is a blessing. But, you know, DirecTV and Dish have two FSN Ohios, the Columbus, the Cleveland. You can watch the Jackets on the FSN Columbus, Cincinnati area. You can't watch the Jackets in the Cleveland market, in the FSN Ohio, and they should. They should put the Jackets on there now because of Lake Erie. Lake Erie, the new affiliate for the Blue Jackets. So we want to see the Jackets of the future take on the AHL opponents and those future Jackets going to the NHL. We want to see it. And especially here in Toledo. I am sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of Buckeye screwing the Blue Jacket fans. Taking away the center ice package was one big thing. Not going to put NHL Network on here. That's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And if you have the package, good for you. I know I'm going to be getting it. It'll be interesting to see what happens. ECHL news and notes, of course, to pass along to you. The Flyers and the Royals have signed agreement. Looking at some of the news and notes around the thing, Adam Burke from the Bowling Green State University Falcons has signed with the Reading Royals, the affiliate of the Philadelphia Flyers. A native of Colorado, Pennsylvania, Burke registered 21 points and 34 penalty minutes in his senior season at Bowling Green State University in 2014. He served as alternative captain for the Falcons last year, received the Howard Brown Coaches Award at the conclusion of the season. Burke, who was a member of the 2008 Pennsylvania State Championship team at LaSalle College High School in Waymore, Pennsylvania, racked up 84 points, 34 goals, 53 assists, and 177 minutes in his career at BGSU. So the Bowling Green Falcons going to have another person on the ice besides Bobby Shea in the East Coast League. Nita Koshla signs with the Road Warriors of Greenville. The Eagles have signed Patrick D'Amico to a contract. Indy has added veteran Josh Britton and returning defenseman Anders Frozen for the 2015-16 season. The K-Wings have come to the agreement with Mellett. He was a 4-year pro, has 40 points, 14 goals, 26 assists in 84 career games with the Kalamazoo Wings. I know, like I mentioned, Derek Nesman yesterday on the program returns to the East Coast League and signs with the Gwinnett Gladiators. So that is pretty big right there. Big signing for them. But the big breaking news today, if you're just tuning into All Andy Alfred today, of course, Dave Nabrowski being fired as GM, release of his contract by Mike Ilitch and the Detroit Tigers. Al Avila now the executive vice president of baseball operations and GM of the Detroit Tigers. Congratulations to Al. He deserves it. Dave didn't deserve it. And let's see what Al can do for the end of the season and see who they're going to hire at the end of the season. On tomorrow's edition of All Andy Alfred, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the Tigers game as well as break down the Indians' 2 games. Of course, they're on a day game tomorrow at 3:35. We'll talk about that as well as talk about the Tigers and their game tonight as well as previewing their game tomorrow. The Mud Hens game tonight and tomorrow as well, too. And we'll dive more and more about the NHL as well, too. I want to send also a couple messages out first and foremost. Information about my dad. dad doing perfectly well. Saw him this afternoon. Spent a few hours up in the hotel, the hotel of St. Charles Hospital. Got a chance to play some cornhole with him in physical therapy. Had a great time with him. He's doing fantastic. He is scheduled to be released either tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see what happens with that. But he is in high spirits. He misses being home because they don't have baseball now. They don't have the MLB network or FSN Detroit or FSN Ohio up at the hospital. So he's starving for some baseball. And I hope that if he's watching the show today, because I know there's a computer in his room. I hope if he's watching it today, hope he's enjoying the program today. I also want to make mention of this. I want to congratulate my best friend in the whole entire world and his lovely girlfriend, Mr. Drake Grenadu and Delaney Furlong have been engaged. He proposed to her on Sunday. I want to congratulate her and him on this happy occasion. Didn't see it coming. Wasn't informed about it. But congratulations. It was made Facebook official today. But I knew it was going to happen. I knew something was up on Monday when she posted that status. When he posted that status Sunday night. So congratulations to Drake and to Delaney. Many, many happy returns to you guys coming soon. And hopefully I'm a part of it. It's going to wrap it up for All Andy Alfred today. I hope you enjoyed this program as much as I gave it to you today. And however you're watching us, wherever you're watching us, thank you for tuning into the program today. You can follow us on Twitter. It is at All Andy Alfred. It is at All Andy Alfred. You can also use the hashtag anytime. It is at hashtag AAA Live for more information. I also want to thank you for tuning into the program today. Tune in tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel. And if you have a comment, if you're watching this on a tape delay, have a comment for the program, post it underneath the program as well, too. I hope you enjoyed this program today, and I will see you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. But until then, go Tigers! Go Tribe! Let's go Hens! The king has arrived! We are the fifth line. Is it October yet? And let's go Falcons. And congratulations. That's going to wrap it up for All Andy Alfred today. And as always, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. Game of life. And to the teams behind me. And to your team that you root for at home as well. Victory is sweetest when you have tasted defeat. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. Right here on your exclusive home for me, Clay Fan 2, 3. Take me out with some, since Adam Burke was signed by the Running Royals, take me out today with some BGSU fight song, please. Thank you. Love you guys. See you guys tomorrow for another edition of All Andy Alfred. I love you guys.